Hello and welcome, my fellow Achaeans of Ithaca, back to the Total War Saga Troy campaign. We are playing in the Mythos mode, and here we have Odysseus. We are going to be continuing his attacks against his enemies nearby. Do appreciate those of you who took the time to support on the last episode and leave the comments. I believe I asked you who your favorite characters were from the Iliad, from the story. And it was fun to read through all those comments and to hear your thoughts on that. Now, I had another fun question for today. So if you'd like to support the video by leaving a comment, then here is a fun topic I figured you would all enjoy. So if Total War were to make another Mythos-based title, what Mythos would you like to see it based in? Now, personally, I think one that would be really cool, obviously, you know, like Roman and stuff like that would be cool, but I think Egypt would be really neat. Like, all the Egyptian mythos, all the gods, all the units you could come up with, you know, based on all the inscribings we've seen, all the pyramids stuff. I think Egypt would be a really cool one, and potentially offer a lot of fun units. What do you all think, though? Or do you think that that idea is just stupid in general? So feel free to take to the comments. Like I said, it helps support me, and hopefully creates a fun conversation at the same time. And of course, when you get to the end of the video and you've been watching, if you thought the video was good, please feel free to support with a like. If you thought it was bad, then feel free to click the dislike. Just make sure that you leave some feedback there. All right, we're going to continue. We've got some upgrades available to us at some of our settlements. Let's take a look at what they are. First off, it looks like that our food needs some help right now in terms of trying to get more of it. So I will consider that as we go about our upgrades here. I need to remind myself. Yeah, this is the base building. So like right here, this would be a smart upgrade right now, in my opinion, because our food income is probably of primary concern to me. And then of secondary concern to me is going to be my bronze income. We are losing some through diplomacy right now, meaning that we have a barter going on, and that's fine. It won't last forever. But bronze is important for us to be able to maintain certain types of units, more specifically the more elite and better units, and then sometimes it requires gold as well. Let's see, these guys want a non-aggression pact. It's Achilles, so this is Pythia. Appius told me how to pronounce this, and now I've forgotten. Pythia. I'm just going with it that way. So they're demanding that I give them stone, and they will give me a non-aggression pact. They are currently trade partners with some of my friends. They're at war with some factions that I am not familiar with. I think it would be good to get on better terms with Achilles. I don't like giving up my stone right now, but I'll do it because I just don't think it's going to hurt me that bad. And hit the fast forward here so that this turn end will go a little quicker. Menelaus is out here in the ocean, enduring all kinds of attacks. Let's see. So these folks want to give me a bunch of wood, but I have to give them some stone and 1 gold. So I'm going to decline that. I just gave away a bunch of stone, and I don't care to give away any more on this particular turn in. All right, so let's take a look at where we stand. I'm trying to look at happiness. So happiness is still dropping over there. That's not entirely surprising. Food, bronze income. Speaking of bronze, let's go ahead and do a 10 merchant here, which would give us a small increase in bronze production over the next few turns. Odysseus is ready to march against Calydon. I'm going to make my way in that direction. I've got my spy moving to try and assassinate this envoy agent who was kind of following us around and being irritating. I don't have a lot more wood to work with on this turn in. We are making decent wood income at the moment, though. Let's take a look at Divine Will, by the way. We can perform another Hecatomb to Ares. I'm going to do this. I want to keep my will with him as high as possible, because I like the bonuses that we get from it. I haven't moved this hero, and it's reminding me of it. Let's look at his motivations. His motivation's fine, and I don't believe it drops based on his current location. So he should be okay. And there are unassigned skill points for Odysseus that we should take care of. This gives us casualty replenishment when we're in enemy territory, which is pretty sweet. And this one just improves agent actions. So basically we can get a lot more casualty replenishment for our army, or we can get some casualty replenishment and then some when we're in enemy territory. And I kind of want to do the enemy territory specialization on that, because you never know when that might be handy. Be able to pick up a bit of replen when you're on the move. So I feel like that would be a good one. Go through another turn end here. We should be ready to attack Calydon. Once I have, basically taken care of Calydon, I was thinking maybe to go a little more north and do some more work, while using my second army to kind of help hold on to... I don't need your non-aggression packs. Same thing here. I'm uninterested. Alright, so the enemy is going to sally out against me. We're going to be defending against the Tolians. And they have some shielded spearmen. That's their best units, essentially. They have club warriors. Club warriors are actually pretty decent units. They're kind of fun to use. They've got a fair number of bowmen. Let's fight this battle. I think we'll be well equipped to take them on. I now have 5 heavy infantry, plus the lesser griffin. And then as far as light infantry goes, we still got a considerable number. And we even have our new two-handed spear units, which should provide us some extra speed. And I really wanted them, obviously, for some anti-large capability as well. My army was very vulnerable if we had run into, let's say, giants. I've gotten pummeled by giants before as a result of not being prepared to deal with them. We'll run these javelins all the way up on this flank. Then I'm going to put my spear runners kind of behind the javelins. And let's get these units grouped up. Alright, start. Alright, I've got all my units on the move. There are reinforcements coming. I would like to surround and destroy this fight as quickly as I can. There's an enemy hero in here that I'm not really thrilled about. Okay, my Griffin is here to help take on the enemy hero. I'm going to try and really pinch this infantry a little harder. There are enemy club warriors inbound, and they are tossing javelins. I want to try and finish this fight off quickly. They're using some lightning against me. Don't much appreciate that. I'm going to countercharge these incoming club warriors after I got my charge here. This infantry fight, I really need it broken up, so I'm going to ignore their leader for a moment and then just see if we can get some good terrorizing effect with our Griffin by bouncing into that combat. Because like I said, I want that fight well and truly broken up.
Your warriors have spotted hidden foes.
Comes my spear runners. Let's move up. Alright, we did manage to get a rout of enemy troops over here, which means we need to reassign our victorious
Your warriors have been
swordsmen. Alright, Griffin. He's gonna need some help. I'm gonna need to throw more units into that fight. We clean this up, so let's keep pushing forward. My javelins are getting some nice kills here. Alright, how's my Griffin doing? I'm gonna take the Griffin out of this fight and let my heavy sword skirmishers deal with it for a minute. I'm gonna bring Odysseus up and start taking some shots at these archers over here.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Yeah, we are taking some damage in a few places. To get down here, I need these units to outflank. I'm gonna push my skirmishers up further. And Odysseus has a heal ability. Let's place that here. Routed the enemy lord.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
Let's kill off these shielded spearmen real quick. Alright, I got my heal going. I'm gonna shoot this routing lord for a second. Alright, that shielded spearman should be mostly wrecked. I'm gonna turn off the skirmish mode. Get in range of all those archers over there and start skirmishing them.
The enemy hero has sustained a wound.
Excellent, so the enemy hero is out of commission. I'm taking some damage in this infantry fight, though. This is not all smiles and hugs for us in this fight. Trying to get rid of this enemy hero here by throwing Odysseus into a bit of a melee, which may or may not end up being a good idea. The enemy archers are now taking heavy damage from my skirmishers. So I'm going to follow up on that. We took a lot of damage in this fight. Can these guys not fire whilst moving?
One of your units has no more ammunition.
Huh. It's weird, my sword skirmishers can fire while moving, but my actual, like, javelin specific skirmishers can't fire while moving, so CA, please. That doesn't make any sense. Like, why would the sword skirmisher be able to do something, even though their primary means of fighting is with the sword, that my primary means of fighting with a javelin unit is not capable of? Like I said, that just doesn't make any sense. These guys should be able to fire while moving. Hide and scrub, vanguard deploy. Yeah, see that shoot while moving. No reason to believe that someone can't hurl a javelin while running. I mean, they do it in the Olympics. They run and throw it. Alright. Let's end this battle. I was trying to do a little extra damage to those skirmishers on the way off the battlefield, because this won't actually give me control of the settlement, and I took quite a few losses, which means that we're going to have to kind of sit here and continue waiting these guys out. And this is where that replenishment could come in handy. I don't have access to it yet. Go ahead and do this one to give me some replenishment. If we picked up a skill point there. Let's see, a single bar. So they want a bunch of bronze and they'll give me wood. That is not acceptable, nor needed. We weren't even sieging the settlement yet when they attacked me, so that is actually bad, because it means that I ended up taking a bunch of damage. And they're going to get a chance to recruit more units.
That will not
I almost think we're going to be better off
Sword
to
and
just
with wit.
go ahead and siege these guys
Cut them down.
so that they can't recruit more units and replenish. So I'm just going to continue the siege. I don't really have any intention of fighting that one. Keep moving to assassinate rival. We've got an agent over here messing with us too. Okay, let's take a look. Our food income is still somewhat low, but we're going to finish these fields soon. Gonna get more bronze soon. Would need more wood to make this upgrade, and I think I want to do that on the next turn. I don't know, though. I might go ahead and start this upgrade. Get a decent bit more food from that, too. I don't care that that guy hasn't moved yet. Odysseus isn't constructing siege engines, and that's okay. And those other constructions I'm not worried about at the moment, because I doubt that I have the materials that I want in order to build the buildings that I'm interested in. Offering me food for gold, no thank you. Food is relatively easy to come by, gold not so much, and that seems like a foolish trade. These guys are demanding that I give them a ton of gold, and that is absolutely not going to happen. So we had some enemy agent actions.
I can make your enemies disappear. Not for the squeak.
Alright, we got rid of one of the enemy agents there.
Hold nothing back.
And we got a skill point.
Dubious skills of use.
So that trained assassin came in handy. Let's see. Incapacitating enemy characters. That seems relevant, because that's what we're working on right now.
Engage the foe.
These guys did not counterattack me, and I'm not surprised. We're actually losing food at the moment. Not sure why that would be the case. Change next turn. Minus T7 characters. Actions, units. Next turn. Alright, well, I'm not really sure why we suddenly started losing, unless there's an event, barter agreements. Could have been this barter agreement. I don't remember what was in the barter agreement, but they might have been offering me food for bronze. I think they were. And I had taken it because my food was in the negative at the moment. I do believe that's what had happened there. Well, that means we need to focus on getting more food then. I've got a couple of buildings underway. This one would give me more. So let's just kind of keep our focus on improving food supply. I'm just short of wood at the moment.
Show no
And we've
fear.
got this. I think we're okay here. Yeah, we finished this building, so we got a little more food. This one will give us more. I've got another one underway that'll give us a little more. So we are attempting to settle the food issue. Got decent food income here. We just don't have the high influence yet, so this will kick in quite a bit of extra food as soon as my influence starts to take control here. If I look at Achaean influence, though, it's on the way down. Dorian influence is really more prevalent here, so we could fix that by making this our next target here. I don't know why Dorian influence is so high here. I own 3 of the settlements. I guess I just don't have any buildings turning any of it. We could look at recruiting an agent. I think it's epic agents. That's cool. Priestess. Spy envoy. Increases influence on the targeted settlement. So venerates dispensation, increases production of local region. So I think an envoy would make sense. It's going to hurt my food upkeep even more, though. Well, dang, that feels like a catch-22. Don't really know that I'm down with that one at the moment, so I'm actually going to hold off.
Bring chaos.
We could disband a couple of our smaller sword skirmishers here to help save a little bit on food as well, but I'm just not feeling terribly inclined to take any of that action yet. Achaean influence here is quite good. And the happiness, though, is really bad. In fact, we're very near another rebellion. So I think I'm just going to have to sit there a little longer with that army. Royal Decree available. We are working our way towards the Beast of War, which gives us a siege tower. Let's keep doing it. Plus, this will reduce siege holdout time. Make our sieges better. So let's go ahead and keep doing it. This will be fun. I've never done that tech before. People wanted me to do it, and I'll do it. Why not? Let's give it a shot. Get some experience with it. Alright, they're offering wood for a barter agreement of stone. And I'm making, I think, good stone income. They want a substantial chunk of my stone income, but then they would boost my wood income. It's only for 6 turns. I think I'll do it, because I could use the extra wood income for a little while, because we've been kind of short on it, so I'll agree to this. That I will not agree to, under any circumstance. Just utterly ridiculous. That offer just kind of reminds me of, like, so I built a gaming computer just to see if I could, you know, build one and sell it. And the parts for the gaming computer cost me, I think it was $1,250 I had to put out to build the computer. And so when I listed the computer, I made sure to state, okay, everything is brand new. And then I stated, you know, this is what I paid for all the parts and put it together. And then I also stated that I'd be charging $100 to have sourced and built the computer and got everything set up, right? Because, like, I set up Windows and everything. So the $100 is my fee, which is less than 10% of a fee. So that seems pretty reasonable to me. And I kid you not, the very first message I got regarding this computer, like, you know, because people can send you messages if they're interested in buying it, because I listed it on a marketplace. And the very first one I got was, hey, will you take 800 cash? And that's what these agreements feel like to me. Just like the AI offering you most of the time just an absolutely terrible, nonsensical deal. So, like, I don't know what possessed that person to make that offer. Like, it's stated that this is new. I stated what I paid for it. I stated what my build fee was. And I even put in the description of the thing that it's non-negotiable because this was the cost of the items. So I'm not negotiating. Hey, will you take 800 cash? What? Yeah, here. You know what? Just take my $500 or $600 of loss. I don't really care. You know what? I'm feeling charitable today. It's just the strangest thing. Anyway, I guess the AI does the same thing. So yeah. Anyway, that was a strange experience. The other responses I got for people around the computer didn't surprise me as much, and I sympathize with the people who were making this response, which a lot of them was, hey, can I just buy the graphics card from you? Obviously, I'm not going to do that because it ruins me. Now I have a computer with no graphics card, and no one wants a computer with no graphics card right now. But, you know, of course, I sympathize with the people who need a graphics card because it's a mess right now, folks. Like, the GPU market is an absolute and utter mess. Like, there's no question about it. That it is in bad shape. And I feel for those people who can't get one right now, but, you know, I had to wait a long time to buy the GPU that I have to build this computer, and I had to be patient, and I had to visit retail sites every day, and I had to keep an eye on things, and I, had to wait until it was a graphics card that was being offered at its MSRP rather than the retailer offering a graphics card for a lot more than the MSRP. And not only that, I had, some companies, for instance, you can take a look at like a 3060, and the MSRP for someone might be, $450, and the MSRP for another company on their version of that card is $600, right? So not only was I having to watch for MSRP, I had to pick the card that didn't have the ludicrous MSRP to begin with, because, then that's stupid too, because then I would have to charge someone more for the exact same thing. So I spent months of patience putting this thing together. And I feel for the people who don't have the graphics card, because I understand, because I ran into the same issue putting this together, but at the same time, for people to turn around and think like, oh, maybe this guy will just give me what he got. No, I mean, you just got to keep at it. That would be my recommendation to the folks who are trying to build and trying to get a graphics card. Just keep at it. Don't give up. Keep following it. Be patient. And I think that as long as consumers are being smart, right? Don't go like if for instance, if a company is charging way more for their version of a graphics card than the suggested MSRP from NVIDIA or AMD, don't buy the card from that company. Go to the company who has the cheapest MSRP. Well, those are the hardest ones to find. Exactly. Wait it out. Wait it out. Nothing will help fix this crappy GPU market like the consumer just turning their nose up at what's being offered, right? When the consumer turns their nose up at what's being offered and you start having product rotting on the shelf because retailers can't sell it, guess what's going to happen? They're going to start discounting the price because they can't afford to keep holding inventory on these things, and then the manufacturers will also be piling up with inventory, and they can't afford to hold all the inventory with no sale. And some people might say, well, they're going to sell anyway because of Bitcoin mining and other stuff. That is possible. So again, let all the Bitcoin miners go pay the exorbitant prices. Let them buy it. Let them use it for mining. Let them have it. Just don't participate. And eventually, guess what's going to happen again? Bitcoin will drop. It always does at some point. It'll drop down, and then all of a sudden, the used GPU market is going to get absolutely flooded because these people are going to be unloading graphics cards that can no longer make them any money. And then when that happens, people will start buying all the used cards because they're cheaper, and then that means the new cards are going to start losing interest from people. And so then the new cards will start to sit on the shelf, and then they'll have to drop the prices. You see what I mean? It's a domino effect. So one way or the other, we all win when we just resist the bad prices. So that's the best way to fix, in my opinion, a screwed up marketplace is don't participate. And when you do participate selectively. So like when I went and got my graphics card, like I said, I waited for a very specific one. I would only get that one, and it was from a company who was charging what I considered to be a reasonable MSRP given the circumstances, and I only would purchase that one, and I just ignore all the others. Anyway, for what it's worth, I hate seeing PC building this way because I love PC building. These guys want a peace treaty, and they're offering me a ton of food for it, but that's only because they're about to lose, so I decline their offer. We've lost some cult level with Ares, but look, we're starting to fix our food situation. So that's good. Do another Hecatomb here. Get our cult level with Ares back up. Okay, these guys are really sieged. I don't want to lose any of my units. I don't remember if this game shows me when I lose units. I probably will lose some of my beat up units though. Yes, and one of them was my heavies. That's frustrating. I'll go ahead and occupy this for now, because I'm just tired of sitting here on a siege. Alright, so we've taken Calydon. It doesn't really do much for us other than boosting growth. Like, it's not like a food settlement or anything else. So it's just a citadel, which is going to provide some, garrison and stuff. So, public order, happiness may be stabilizing a little here.
Wisdom in war.
Special recruitment. Giant Vanguard. I would like to have some giants in the army. I do want another heavy sword skirmisher, if possible, but I don't. We only have one available. There's a Hydra Priest available to us, and this is also kind of a cool unit. Let's grab. Well, this one. Let's go ahead and grab these. These are cool units. They're unique. It'll give us something else to tinker around in the army, though I am a little bit worried about pulling the Hydra Priest in. It's got nice support, but the Hydra Priest is not all that special in melee, obviously. But he does have some good abilities. So we'll go ahead and try it, and then I'll grab another heavy sword skirmisher when we make our way back north, because I have a safe haven up here where I can recruit them. Let's go ahead and march back north with this agent. And let's look at some of our happiness. Still a little bit negative here. We're heading more positive here. We can now issue commandment here. We can organize games. Help boost happiness and growth. Okay. Garrison hero not move. That's okay. He's still where I want him. We still don't get the high influence here. But when this does turn high influence, it's going to really boost our food production. Like I said, right now, it's not turning towards high influence. Could wait. +2 influence. +3 influence over this province. So let's actually spend our money here on the Citadel. Help spread our influence. And there may be other buildings we can use to spread influence. Yeah. Doesn't look like any of that's available at the moment. Like, there's nothing there for me to use to spread influence at the moment. Alright, let's go ahead and end a turn again, and then head north. And I need to take on some more territory up there, try and secure our resources, and build up influence in that northern territory there. If we can build up that influence, we will suddenly be making a considerable amount more bronze and food. I'm not giving up all my gold, folks, so just quit asking, okay? It's not gonna happen. Like, just forget it.
I have a plan.
I'm gonna force march up to here.
Some watches.
Alright, so I've got my characters on the march north. And let's see now, public order, once Achilles, yep, public order's still in good shape. Once this province gets a little more settled, I want to take this army and go park it in the other one to kind of help increase influence.
Odysseus the cunning.
Normally you could probably build something to improve influence in the main settlement, but as Odysseus, whenever I take over a main settlement that doesn't have a port, we don't get any additional options. So that is a downside to this faction. But the upsides, obviously, are that you get better movement and stuff at sea, and some other bonuses that come from that, like the safe havens and stuff. So give us slightly more food to improve this port. We could also improve here. Gives us a decent bit more food. This one gives us quite a lot more food for this upgrade. It is an expensive upgrade, but it provides a considerable amount of food. Let's go ahead and make that upgrade. Leave him there, and let's not worry about constructing anything else for this turn. Yeah, an expensive upgrade, but one that should pay off nicely in terms of excess food production. Because I want more agents. We're going to need, obviously multiple full armies. So we definitely need to get some extremely good food production set up, because food is going to be our main upkeep resource.
By my wits. Move up. To the road.
Okay, so we have moved further north. Yeah, now see, Achaean influence is now rising, and the others are lowering, and it's probably due to the presence of Odysseus. And then also we're making a change to the citadel that will impact it. All right. Let's see what happens if we
A noble warrior.
leave this settlement. Oh, this guy was actually building motivation to be a garrison there. Good.
Well versed in combat.
I really want to boost the
No laggards now.
Achaean influence up here, so I'm going to send more characters that way, but I have to see what happens to the happiness once that character leaves. It's stable at the moment. It's stable. It's not saying much, but it's there. We need to conquer this settlement, and we need to conquer this one right here. So those are my next objectives.
Odysseus of Ithaca.
So settlement upgrades are available. Is there anything in upgrading this settlement that helps with... Really just gives me extra wood. We're not getting the high bonus right now either. Really none of those upgrades are going to do me a whole lot of good. This upgrade here would give us a fair bit more, but if we wait for the stone to pile up, we get a considerably larger upgrade here. Yeah, we need stone. So let's build up some stone and wood over the next few turns so I can make these more impactful upgrades rather than just upgrading anything that's available. I'm not giving you a barter agreement, so lay off of it. Lay off of it. I think you all find yourselves much more useful to me than I find you. I'm going to move up to this point, and I'm going to grab another heavy sword skirmisher from our safe haven. I want to take use of that safe haven while I've still got it.
I concur.
Alright, so that'll have Odysseus' army back up to full strength.
My weapons are keen.
Achaean influence is only
Always with honor.
even here. Let's garrison and see if that helps. Not really. Why is Aeolian influence going up? Is that what these guys are? I guess we're gonna have to go take this settlement too, in order to help with the issue of influence. So yeah, I don't think we'll be left with a lot of other options. I'm gonna go ahead and build up some more stone. Agent not moved.
I can make your enemies disappear.
What kind of actions do we have here? Murmurs of Sedition. Nah, not really interested. Let's go scout ahead. See what we're going to be up against.
With sword and with wit.
Alright, let's end this one. Offering me a single barter of food and a long-term barter of bronze for wood. No. Food for bronze, not interested. Air, you need food. Yeah, not that bad. I'll hold on to my bronze. My food situation is going to be getting better still over the next few turns, so... Administration tier changed from 2 to 3. Okay. So the administrative burden is growing. I'll go ahead and declare war here. I'm not going to call my allies to help because I do not need their help. And Odysseus is going to move in on the settlement. We cannot build our siege tower still, but I can make some war machines here and continue the siege. They're going to start running out of supplies very quickly. So we'll hold on for the moment. This is going to be a whole different Madonna. So there's some of these. I'll bet you that settlement we're missing is the one right up here. We'll try and take over all of Epirus. And then we'll grab that settlement too. Like I said, just try and get some more stuff available. Alright, Royal Decree available. Alright, we don't have enough wood for the Beast of War thing, so let's keep saving our wood so that we can do that. In the meantime, I can go ahead and issue a different decree. Like this one, gives us plus 200 wood per turn. Cost me some gold, but it's fine. We can afford it right now. Alright. In the turn. It only takes 2 turns, which it'll take me at least a couple of turns. Nope. That'll be cool to get that siege engine research done. Because it'll make sieges more interesting if we can come in with towers to do our fighting. They ran away. They're not going to defend their settlement. That's awesome. How would you like to live in a settlement where the forces that were there to protect you ran away? You needed their help, and they ran away. What's funny is it's still giving the defenders really good chances here. It's going to continue sieges.
Engage the foe.
I don't want a very costly battle at the moment.
Honor to Nemesis. You may find my dubious.
Is there a reason why I cannot perform an agent action on this settlement? Like I can do it on that settlement?
A well-placed blade.
I guess it's because I have to travel over water.
Sea can be treacherous.
There we go. Yeah, that's what it was.
Down to business.
Right, safe haven. Sword skirmishers. Man, I want some warriors of Ithaca, but we can't build that because we haven't gotten to that point yet. Okay. What do you want? Let's do this one, I guess. Turn my thing back to north. I know construction's available. I understand. Still gathering up wood. We have an unassigned skill point for our spy that I'll need to take care of. It took some of my wood away to build that safe haven. Leave me alone. Alright, so we finished that royal decree, so now we're going to be bringing on wood at an even quicker pace. Our food production has increased a good bit.
They won't know what to believe.
Murmurs of sedition.
Hold nothing back.
Alright, these guys took some hurt. They still have a lot of axemen. They're still going to have their tower, so I'm going to go ahead and siege one more turn to just kind of really put the hurt on these guys. Let's perform another hecatomb for Ares. Let's keep our cult level high for Ares. How are we doing here for key and influence? Okay, it's going up just ever so slightly. But we're not anywhere near our high influence mark yet. But it's up. Wonder what the garrison over in that settlement looks like. It's a long march, but I'm gonna send my spy
Those who oppose
that direction.
Hades.
A royal decree available. We still can't do that one, so let's find another shorter one. Is there one for influence? Action wide. Yeah, right here. Boom. Let's get that. Master Architects. That could help. Because I really need to raise my influence quicker so that these buildings will pay off faster for us. Leave me alone. Goodness sakes, I wish there was like a toggle you could turn on to say, not interested in barters. There will be points where I am, but like sometimes I just want to get through my turn in without being hassled over barters. It's like you're walking down a street market getting hassled by every vendor. Alright, here we go.
In Athena's name.
I could have fought this battle a long time ago, and we could have won this battle. It just would have been very costly to my troops, so I decided to hold the siege longer.
Occupy this
It's
place.
obviously up to you how you choose to take care of those situations, right? I chose to do it that way. You may choose to do it a different way. It's up to you. Renowned slingers don't seem all that great. Heavy island skirmishers, those are kind of cool. We got renowned island skirmishers, renowned armored slingers. Those guys have some pretty decent missile damage and stuff. So these renowned armored slingers might be of interest to me eventually. At the moment, not as much, but perhaps. Kind of interesting. All of these come with a negative side. Altar of Ares, this temple. So it makes a hecatomb more expensive. But it gives a base favor of Ares plus 100. Any other gods that would be of interest to us? Accuracy for units on recruitment. Let's go up here to Divine Will and see what some of these... Treasure looted after battle, growth, happiness, captives taken, campaign movement range for armies, missile damage, armor piercing missile damage, upkeep of light infantry, battle speed of chariots, defense of chariots, melee attack of spear units for Athena. I thought we were already getting something similar. Nope, sword and axe units. So Athena changes spear units. Not bad. Alright, grants Messenger of Thunder trait to all newly recruited agents, grants Descendant of Zeus, unlocks recruitment of the Minotaur. That would be really cool. Not interested in club units. Extra missile damage and armor piercing for javelin units would be kind of fun. So we could maybe build one to Zeus up here. Let's do it. Let's build an altar of Zeus. There's something fun to do. I need more wood still before we can do the Trojan horse research. Alright, so we are replenishing, waiting our turn end. I understand construction's available, I'm ignoring it. This guy's garrisoned where I want him, so we're going to ignore that warning too and move on. I do need to go check up on the happiness in a few places though on the next turn just to make sure that we don't need to move this army to get ready to head off some rebels. So I will check that. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Alright, let's see here. Provinces. Happiness is going up everywhere, so this is good news. Means we shouldn't have any rebellions on our hands soon.
Favored by Athena.
I'm gonna go ahead and march forward because we should still be
I have a
replenishing. The question is, what do we want to build here? Yeah, +7 influence, so that building's already here, spreading our influence. And influence is on the rise here. That's good. We're kind of far from home. Makes me wonder then if we should put in a little bit of recruitment. So we could get skirmish chariots. Now skirmish chariots aren't near as good in melee, obviously, as a heavier type chariot. Maybe let's put in a muster field up here. Alright. Construction. Again, I'm aware there's construction. Oh, we have the... No, we're working on this one. Let's go ahead and finish that one, and then we'll do the Beast of War. There, we got our spy making his move. He's headed over to help us scout that settlement. I want to see if my second army is capable of taking that settlement I'm interested in. I'm going to scout it out. Okay, here we go. Zeus cult level up. Get divine will.
Odysseus the Cunning.
Take care of Odysseus' skill point here. Triple shot ability. Increases triple shot range. False portent ability. So he can really hurt the morale of a blob, or the triple shot fires a volley of arrows into an area. Oh, man. The morale one is probably more helpful, but the triple shot just sounds so fun. Can use if unit is dismounted. This one's probably just better, the false portent. I'm gonna go with it because you never know when hitting the morale of a blob could change the course of a battle for the better. I'm gonna declare war on this faction. And we can lay siege. Got a bunch of spearmen for defense, and they have some axemen and sirens. Shielded spearmen. Let's lay our siege. In that process, they may come attack me. I love the harpies flying around the mountains. Looks pretty cool. Alright, I can use some of my wood because I'm waiting on a royal decree to finish. As long as we don't use too much. This doesn't use wood at all, so we can go ahead and do that. This one requires some wood to get to the sanctuary of Zeus. So it increases our influence. Construction available. Let's go ahead and wait. Alright. Now we've got some favor from Zeus and from Ares. We'll need to continue to build more shrines to these two. I'm assuming it may help us build up the base cult level. Not interested in your barters. Not interested in your barter. Alright, so we finished our decree. Let's go into the royal decrees and begin work on the Beast of War. What do our defenses look like here? Not great. I guess you have to build those specific defense buildings in order to get any decent defense, which is frustrating, but understandable. Alright, what does the garrison look like over here? Right now, that garrison is non-existent. Now, that faction may have other settlements. This would allow me, though, to come and snag a settlement from them. Could be doing some trespassing, but I think I'm okay with that.
And might. It cannot be.
And let's just go ahead. I'll just force march through here, actually. Or no, we're already in the march stance. Got a skill point here. Humiliate the dead causes fear. 20% missile resistance for self. And missile resistance could be handy if you were suddenly under like a heavy javelin volley, but this causes fear could be really nice as well. The dead. So what does this one do that's different? 2 per second. Cost. Reduce cost specialization. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that one. Alright. Now that we have built what we wanted, or, you know, with the Beast of War thing, maybe go ahead and make some upgrades back here. Use some of our resources. Wood seems to always be in short supply, so... And some of you might be saying, "Hey, look, they're trying to give you a whole bunch of wood." Yeah, I know. Not interested. Keeping my bronze for now. Having some excess bronze may not be a bad thing. Like, should I suddenly need to field a whole bunch more units and go into the hole on bronze, I have, you know, like a savings account of bronze, so to speak, with which to operate from. This guy's motivation is critical because he does not like being in foreign territory, I don't believe, or in this forced march. I'll bet it was the forced march that did it. I can't remember. Go to the character details. Yeah, he didn't like the forced march. Garrison or encamped. Due to motivation if he wins a battle as a defender. So I made a mistake there, and we probably want to get this character, get his motivation up. So I'm gonna move up here and enter an encampment, try and help his motivation a little. So that was a mistake on my part. Still unavailable for us to do this. I'm gonna hold the siege.
Hold nothing back.
All right, you know what? No, let's go ahead and fight the battle. You all haven't seen a siege battle, and I keep ignoring them. So let's go ahead and fight a siege battle. I won't ignore him forever. Let's go ahead. Siege maps on this game are better than in Warhammer, but the siege battles aren't any more fun to play, in my opinion. In fact, they're kind of boring. I could be the only one thinking that. You don't have to agree with me, but to me, they still seem a little boring. Are they destructible? Wall indestructible. I think you can only just go after the gate. Just gonna hold the extra ram. Reserve. My spear runners are probably my least reliable infantry, so I am gonna use them to push the ram. So rest in pieces, spear runners. Giant vanguard. I don't know if I can outrange their towers. Odysseus. Gonna be close. If I could outrange their towers, that'd be pretty awesome to sit back here and try and pick at some of their units. I don't know how effective it would be because they're up on a wall.
Odysseus! We're set then. Good and ready.
Alright, well, if the tower gets busy shooting at my siege engine, then I'm gonna go ahead and
Now we'll see.
move Odysseus up a little because it'll put him in range. I don't know whether he'll be very effective from back here. I'll just go ahead and give him an attack order. See, he started opening fire there. See whether he gets any kills. If he doesn't, I'll probably just save the ammo. Our spear runners are going to get savaged pretty hard in this process. We may have to send up a second unit. I'm gonna use the Griffin, try and swing in around the flank a little here. We do ladders. Yes, we can. It's risky though because I don't want my troops to get shredded trying to put up ladders and then have nothing left to fight with. I'm going to bring up another unit of spear runners because this one's probably going to die in the process.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Bring in my lesser griffin. Try and get a little bit of damage done on these slingers that are garrisoning the walls.
Your warriors are rallying.
Yeah, I'm not surprised these guys lost their desire to continue. I'm really not getting kills to make that worth it.
I agree.
Griffin's killing slingers though, so that's worthwhile.
Combat ready. Spears. Strike hard. To glory.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring up some light sword skirmishers. Griffin's kind of on a tear, actually. I'll go ahead and bring Odysseus up too, just to try and spread some leadership aura.
Your ladders have a foothold on their walls.
I'm gonna keep up the pressure on their skirmishers here with my Griffin. He's being pretty effective in that role. There is a defender champion coming. I've got some infantry headed up, and now we're battering the gate some.
Your warriors are attacking the gates.
Okay. These guys walk out of the gate? They did. Our Griffin is owning on these skirmishers,
The
and it's
enemy gates have been destroyed.
really good for us. Alright, here comes our light sword skirmishers. I'm gonna actually give them ladder orders. And I want my giant vanguard to kind of help bust the way into the city. Yeah, Griffin is doing great. Alright, so now we've got the walls under siege.
The foe has sighted your hidden
I'm gonna take off with the Griffin again. Get back in the air and then come charge this guy. Try and help fight him. Alright, here comes the giant vanguard. I need my heavy sword skirmishers up here. Alright, my light sword skirmishers are starting to get a foothold on the wall. We're doing some pretty good damage. Alright, the shielded spearmen actually came out of the gate to fight me. So I'll get you all some close-ups here. The sieges do look pretty. No doubt about it. See my Griffin here fighting their lord. Man, this game is beautiful. This game looks so much better than Warhammer 2 on Ultra, and these are only the high settings. I had to turn it off of Ultra because for whatever reason I was getting a lot of interference with my recording, even though my frame rates were totally fine. Like, the game runs fine on Ultra. It was some weird thing with the way my recordings were working. I wasn't getting any, I was getting bad frame rates for some reason. In my recording, like I said, not in the game. The game was running well. Alright, so the AI is sending a lot of troops up onto the walls, so this is really turning into a bloody slugfest up here. Our Griffin has really done some great work up here on the wall. You can see my sword skirmishers still working their way over. It looks like we just took over one of the towers. I'm surprised I haven't captured this other one as well. Let's get my Hydra Priest up here. He has a poison ability. It can affect ally units, though, so I have to be careful where I use it. If we have the range to drop it, could drop it back here. Then I can do a regeneration. Yep, so see, now we can get this poison. It's going to hurt these spearmen back here.
Your hero is under attack. You have captured the gates.
And I'm going to go ahead and do some regenerating on these sword skirmishers. And then we have a heal ability up here as well, so I'll pop that one. That should give additional healing to those troops on the walls. I feel like our heavies should be able to get into the settlement. Alright, our Griffin finished his work there. Let's go pounce on these spearmen and axemen. Go help out our light sword skirmishers. Those units are a little bit weaker in melee. Alright, so our Griffin looking for a spot to dive in. He's getting some heals over here right now too, so good. Having all these heals will be pretty darn nice. Alright. Looks like we've captured both towers over here. For some reason my Griffin did not get down into melee. Need to be careful with him. Bring our Hydra Priest in. And I haven't needed my skirmishers yet. Let's just kind of keep them handy.
I shall prevail.
Try and get some side shots here with Odysseus because we're at point blank range. I'm hoping we can get a fair few kills here. So Odysseus fires into that. He keeps kind of getting his shot animation canceled there. How did our enemy end up with this tower? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, because they moved units down into here. Let's bring this Griffin over here to help clean up some of these skirmishers. Give Odysseus some help. His Aristea is ready, so I'm going to click that. Got more heals available, and
The enemy is trying to capture the gates.
actually, let's get our Hydra Priest. Get out of there, Grippy. He got poisoned. I'll go ahead and regenerate him. Alright, our Griffin got up out of there. Should get some more regeneration on the Griffin. And we can use this new ability we got that's going to hurt the morale. See if we can fight our way through here a little quicker. So this is why I don't get all that into sieges on this game. You can imagine before the Mythos stuff was here, like, these sieges are slow. Very, very slow slugfest. And so that's why I'm just not crazy about them. Like, they just aren't that fun. With the myth units, it's more fun because it gives you more options. With the siege towers, it should be more fun because we'll have more options. But like I said, this is why I'm just not crazy about the siege battles. The maps are good. It's not the fault of the maps. You know, it's just the combat. It gets kind of boring, like just watching guys slug on each other in a choke point and having it take 10 times longer because it's a choke point and only a few units are fighting at a time. Again, map's good, looks good. Probably more fun once we get siege towers, and then probably more fun with the more myth units we have because it provides us more options. But there we go. So I showed you a siege battle. You got to see it in action, and you can judge for yourself whether or not it's something that you think would be interesting. So we destroyed that faction, took their settlement. We've got a chariot assembly here, and a sanctuary of Artemis. Ammunition and missile units on recruitment, accuracy for armies in this province. I might just rededicate this. Let's rededicate it to... let's do an extra one to Ares. And I certainly don't need these sirens. They're pretty useless, so I'm going to tear that down and build something else. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the episode. If you did enjoy watching it today, please take the time to go hit that like button. And then, again, make sure you get down in there and comment. And comment on the topic that we put up today. And hopefully it's one that you all enjoy. Anyway, so HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you next time.